Right. Where am I? Why am I playing this song? Because my wife has been suffering not having her contacts. UPS man just dropped them off, and I did a little stupid video and sent it to her job, and got a couple LOLs. So as long as I can make my wife laugh while she's at work, that is awesome. Happy Tuesday. My birthday was Sunday, so thank you all who shot me some birthday love. I greatly appreciate that. You know, I've been on 4 phone calls today, and they all have inspired this video. There are so many, I used to be in this category, of us, as the title says, the habit of, I'm pointing over here because this is where my computer is, camera is here, I will be looking at you. You know what? Before I dive into the habit of not being good enough, a couple quick updates. Dom Faussette TV show launches February 26th. Shortly thereafter, radio show will launch. That will be the ThinkReactLead radio show. And what else we have going on? That's it right now. A couple speaking engagements coming up. February is slow for me because it's my birthday month. There's no such thing as a birthday month. It's my birth month. There we are. The habit of not being good enough. I started a different coaching style a few months back. And what I have found with the assessment that goes along with this coaching is how habits radically change what we think we are actually doing. Hear me out. The habit of not being good enough. I just got off the phone with a young lady. Now, this is not a client. This is just somebody who reached out to me. I usually do not just take calls, but the way this call came in, it just worked. The timing was perfect, if you will. And she wanted to do something specific in a niche, let's say marketing. And I said, okay, you want to be a marketer. Where are your, no, and she called herself a speaker as well. And I see this a lot where somebody says they're a speaker, but yet there's no videos of them posted speaking on social media. And you don't need to be on stage to speak. You grab your phone, i.e. this. I think everybody who is alive, has a business, who wants to change lives, who wants to do anything that requires a voice should do videos on their phone. But she has resigned, like most of us do, or some of you have, to just being okay with being good enough. No, what I found with me being not average, but being okay with being good enough was I would get up later. So I have to be at work at 8. I wake up at 7:15, 45 minutes, but within 45 minutes, I can get up, shower, shave, and get to work. That's average. None of you are average. What I have found with the mindset of the person or people that are okay with being good enough are afraid of being judged. Let me share something with you. You're going to get judged. You'll probably get kicked in the teeth, but that's what dentures are for. Don't let one comment on social media stop you from moving the needle forward. People aren't going to like you. And understand that when people do like you, it's not you that they like, it's your gift. It is your gift is what people like. People don't like Dom. I'm not really a likable dude, but my gift is lovable. So when people now, when they come to see me, I say people, there's like 2 people that come to see me speak. Everybody else has to be in the audience because they paid. But people that come to see me speak, they're not coming to see Dom Faussette. They're coming to see my gift. You'll never be able to find your purpose if you don't first understand what your gift is. And when you understand what your gift is and understand it's not about you, at that point, and only at that point, will you be able to push and move the needle forward in your business, in your relationship, in every single thing that you're doing. These are principles and laws. Like, I can't make this stuff up. But when you get uncomfortable doing a video, or you don't do a video and post it on social media, and you've been told countless times to do a video specific to your business, maybe you don't want it bad enough. You're going to let the thought of somebody saying nay about something you stated, you're going to let the thought, because it hasn't happened yet. You're going to let the thought of that happening stop you from sharing a message. If you're new to social media and you haven't really done this, let's just call it what it is. Not that many people are going to see it. And half of the 5 that see it, 3 of them won't even listen to it. So you're going to let 2 people that will see it and probably love you for doing a video stop you from doing it. Let me share with you where I made a mistake. I recently walked into the Mercedes-Benz dealership to look for sponsors for my TV show. When I walked in, as soon as I get to the front desk, the lady says, well, he's probably not going to see you. Au contraire, mon frère, is what I thought. But what happened was she said, you know what? He will see you. And I went upstairs and we had an hour-long conversation. I went there to get a sponsor for my TV show. Guess what? I was a day late and $1 short. He says to me, and this is through conversation, had you come here 2 months ago, and 2 months ago is when I had the thought and the intuition to go do it. But I didn't want to hear no. Wham. And because I didn't want to hear no, I missed out on that opportunity. But what I left with was still being able to work with the dealership in another facet, which is great. But what if I would have just went with my gut, stuck to my intuition, and went into that dealership 65 days ago when I had the thought? I wouldn't be saying this to you right now, and I'd have that company as my sponsor. Don't be afraid of hearing no. Don't be afraid of hearing you're not good enough. Okay, and I hear this all the time. Right now, I'm coaching 2 coaches. One is a couples coach, and the other one is a mindset coach. But the same issues that they're doing to not move the needle forward in their business or in their life as a whole is repeating themselves, repeating their habits. There's a habit assessment attached to this. Take it. We'll spend 45 minutes on the phone. I say 45 minutes. It's going to be an hour on the phone going over them. Understanding what your habits are will help you to understand what habits you need to get rid of and what you need to do to move forward. So check this out. And this is how I break up my day. 3-hour increments. I've shared this several times, and it works. For numbers' sake, if you wake up at 6, from 6 to 9, what are you doing? Don't think about anything else. Lady tells me today, she says, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I'm like, who says that? The rest of your life? How about you just do it for the next 14 days and see if you like it or not? But you're just going to go, you're 25, you're going to go another 75 years out and tell yourself, I don't want to do this because I don't want to do it for 75 years. We all change. I mean, I've been in the military. I've been a cop. I've been in the banking space. I've been in the insurance space. I've been in the leadership development space. And like an idiot, I became an entrepreneur. I say that tongue in cheek. Guess what? If you are in a position where you are maybe working for somebody and you don't want to be there, stay there. Because leaving because you don't want to be there is the worst thing that you can do. And this is the reason why. There's something that you can learn in that process of pushing yourself through and I did a post the other day. If you can't take the heat, get out. If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen is what they say. Right? No, if you can't take the heat, stay in the kitchen. That heat must be your new norm. Because if you can't take the heat in the proverbial kitchen, in this case, it would be your job or something that you're currently doing. The next move that you make, you're not going to be able to take the heat there because the flames are going to be the same. The issues are you or something within you. I guarantee you it's your habits. There's something that has to change. If you don't like getting up at 4, get up at 4. Stay out of the comfort zone. And we've talked about this. And let me, I'm just going to jump over here to see if there's any questions because I do want to answer some questions. How do you use this? All right, we're good. I don't see any. All right, we're good. Think about the one thing that you could do. And this is what I do at night before I go to bed. What's one more thing I can do? And you guys know what I'm talking about. That point where you're tired, kids are already in bed if you have kids. You would rather not be at your desk or not be on your iPad or your laptop, your desktop, etc. What's one more thing you can do to move the needle forward? It might be exercise. It might be going for a walk. It might be going for a run. It doesn't have to be at your desk, because becoming invigorated with self, not from a place of arrogance, but from a place of passion, intuition, and understanding of what it is you're purposed to do, is what's going to get you to where you have to go. But that doesn't happen by sitting on your butt, resting on your laurels, and doing nothing. That doesn't happen from thinking about it. Thinkers don't move needles. Doers move needles. And I've said this before. Understand your positions, your outcome, disregard your positions, your actions, and your obstacles and opportunities. If you can understand those, you'll win. But it takes time to get to that point. To understand what your position is, you have to first go inside yourself and think. So there has to be some thought process about you. I recommended to a lady that she just be still. Her response to me was, and this was out of ignorance, but her response was, I'd rather, now what did I say? I said to her, you're sprinting in circles. Just be still. Her response was, I'd rather be sprinting in circles. Nay. No. In order for you to understand what it is you're going to have to do, you got to find time to be still. Doing Facebook videos is not a business. Doing Instagram's videos is not a business. It's something that you can do that's free to become the obvious choice, right? And my first video sucked, but I mean, in comparison to the studio that I've got now, had I not done them, I wouldn't be on the news. But what risk are you willing to take? And I'm going to use this example because it's extremely fresh, and I'm not obviously mentioning names, but and if she's listening, I'm not picking on you, but you're not the only one that's going through this. So the question was, what are you willing to do? Her response was, I'm willing to do anything to get X result. And the result was by way of alleviating some of the, let's say, financial pressure in the household. So I asked her a question, would you do A, B, and C? Well, she said no. So you're not willing to do anything. Who are you fooling? Not you. It could be you. Who are you fooling? If you were dialed in with yourself, check this out, and every thought that lined up with your intuition, you engaged, I bet you'd be a lot further than you are. Everything doesn't need an explanation. Most of you guys know that I left my corporate space July of 2017. So here we are, 18 months in. And I'm not saying this to brag, but hear me out. I'm saying this because it was reminded to me, because I used to have a bad habit of not focusing on my wins. And as I said to my coach, these are fake wins. And he quickly kicked me in my teeth and said, they are not. It is what you've done to move the needle. But radio show, TV show, news, magazines, all these things, not a cover of one yet. I don't have abs, but maybe one day, I don't know. But speaking, right? Moving the needle on stages. I need to work on my sales approach, but in order to get there, I have to move my feet. I have to move everything that I do. I have to ask myself, what's that one more thing? But I used to recognize this as not winning. I just said, you know what? It's just, I never thought about it. It's really what it boiled down to. But as I've learned to celebrate self, and which I want you to start doing, I want you to start celebrating self. Because nobody else can celebrate you until you start celebrating you. Like that's real talk. If you celebrate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, you celebrate yourself up to a 5, those around you can only celebrate you to a 4. But your expectations of the people around you are to celebrate you at a 10. How? You don't even celebrate you at a 10. Go from a 5 to a 6, 6 to a 7, etc. And once you do that, you'll see the clouds start to part from your life and go from thunderstorm and rain to clear, as the song was just saying. You can see clearly now. These are things that I'm asking you to think of. But a lot of times people can't think of these things because they're stuck in their own way, and they're stuck in their own way because their habits are off. For those of you that drive, are you, and be honest with yourself, are you the type of person that gets mad and when somebody tries to pass you, you speed up? Or when you're in traffic and somebody turns their blinkers on to move in, you don't let them in? See, what I have found in my personal life, when I was that person that would close that gap and not let a person in, or speed up so a person didn't pass me, there were things going on in my world that I was unsatisfied with. So my personal life was unsatisfactory. And because my personal life was unsatisfactory, I wanted to try to control every aspect of other people's lives around me. So apply that to your life. If you're the type of person that doesn't let people in, and this is very simple. Most of us drive. But if you won't let somebody in, ask yourself why. Why? Why are you trying to control that moment? Maybe they have to get to the hospital to see their child breathe their last breath. This is real. This stuff happens. I can't make this up. I heard that one time when I was a cop. Pulled somebody over and they said, I got to get to where I'm going. Let them go, obviously. Let's control you first. See, stop being comfortable with not being good enough, because trust me when I say you are good enough. You're beyond good enough. Everything you need is at your fingertips. And if you're like one of my buddies who doesn't have fingertips, they're at your stub. Wherever that starts and stops, it's there. Everything you need is there. And there is, so when I say at your fingertips, I'm referring to your inside. It's attached to you. You weren't birthed to find out and do something that you're not passionate about. Think about it. Most people have gone to college. They've gone to college for monetary gain, but then they make the money and then they're fed up. Why are you? Don't be fed up. And that's my cat. All right. Would you hush, please? Stop meowing. Get out. Psst. Think about that. I really want you to think about that. You are more than good enough. Don't be like me and wait till you're 37 to figure it out. Hopefully you're younger than me and you can figure it out now. And just say to yourself, you know what? I'm better than good enough. Because that's going to be the difference in you moving the needle forward on you. Just something to think about. Let's see here. How in the world do I get into these comments? Is there like a little needle here? Let's see here. I want to answer some of these questions here. Can I click on there? We are. All right, it's not going to work. So I had to get that out there because I noticed a trend. And it started with my clients, and then how as a coach you get in the zone. So everywhere you go, you start to pick up on things. The barista at Dutch Brothers, had a conversation with her. Lady at Target had a conversation with her. Like, there's a world full of people that are comfortable with being, or with not being good enough, or telling themselves they're not good enough, and they resign to whatever. Don't. You're better than that. You are better than that. Again, take that habit assessment. It's the link to it is in the comments. Take it. I would love to have a 45-minute to an hour conversation with you. Trust me when I say you will change. It will change you. It changed me. That's why I use it. That's why I completely revamped the same coaching that I've been doing for years to this new approach, because it works. If I can change, trust me when I say you can change. Change your habits. Get out of the comfort zone. Take that assessment. And again, Dom Faussette. I look forward to seeing all of you on either my next live, Instagram at Dom Faussette, the Dom Faussette Show, TV show when it launches. I'm super excited about that. And we'll jump into these comments. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will chat soon.